Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next hour. Iran warns of hell across region after Trump and Israel escalate pressure ahead of deadline, while manhunt for, in fact, missing US airmen has now stopped. Amidst growing tensions in Russia and Ukraine, Zelensky hints of meeting Putin for negotiations. Meanwhile, US delegation to visit Kyiv for further talks. NASA's Artemis II crew now closer to the moon than Earth as they prepare for a lunar flyby. Crew to witness rare solar eclipse from deep space. Western disturbances sweep entire North India. Rain and hailstorm continue to lash parts of states. Fresh snowfall in higher reaches. And Easter Sunday is being observed, marking a joyful and significant occasion for Christians around the world, a celebration of resurrection of Jesus Christ and the promise of new life. All right, and there's the big breaking news that we are getting for you here on DD India. The United States has rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. The US officials did not immediately provide further details on the rescue. Big breaking news we are tracking this hour here on DD India. The airman was the second member of a two-person crew of an F-15 that Iran said on Friday was brought down by its air defenses. Trump's reaction has also poured in on the same. Trump has also reacted. He said that he is thrilled to share that the rescued officer is now safe and sound. The crew member officer sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. A big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. US has rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. The US officials did not immediately provide further details on the rescue. The airman was the second member of a two-person crew of an F-15 that Iran said on Friday was brought down by its air defenses. Trump's reaction has also come. He said that he is thrilled to share that the rescued officer is now safe and sound. The crew member officer sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. This is the reaction of US President Donald Trump on your screens, viewers. This is a big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. US officials, in fact, United States has rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. The search is now stopped as the airman is safe and sound, according to a statement released by US President Donald Trump. The US officials did not immediately provide further details on the rescue, but a reaction from US President Donald Trump has come, and he said that he is thrilled to share that the rescued officer is now safe and sound. The crew member officer sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. A big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. This is the reaction of US President Donald Trump on your screens, viewer. This is a big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. United States has rescued the airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. The officials did not immediately provide details on their rescue. The airman who was rescued was the second member of a two-person crew of an F-15 that Iran said was brought down by its air defenses. Here's the reaction of US President Donald Trump on your screens. He said he's thrilled to share that the rescued officer is now safe and sound. A second crew member of the US fighter jet, which was shot down over Iran, rescued. US President Donald Trump confirmed the rescue operation and said, "We got him." This is the reaction on your screens of US President Donald Trump. And in the highlighted lines, you can see, he said, the crew, the airman sustained injuries, but he will be fine. "We got him" is the first line which Donald Trump has shared in his reaction. And in the highlighted part on your screens, viewer, it's written he sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. Donald Trump said, "I'm thrilled to let you know that we got him, and the rescued officer is now safe and sound." Big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. The search was on by the United States for the missing pilot, but a full stop is now on the search because the United States has rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. This is big breaking news that we are tracking this hour on DD India. No immediate information on the rescue, no details as of now on the rescue operation, but the news has been confirmed by the US President Donald Trump. "We got him" is the first line which US President Donald Trump has shared on his platform Truth Social. You can see this reaction in the highlighted parts. He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. "We will never leave an American warfighter behind." This is a very, very important reaction that has poured in from US President Donald Trump, because the search for the missing pilot was on by the United States, and just a while back, the search has now stopped. The United States rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran. A reaction has also come from the United States President Donald Trump. And in the latest coming from Trump on Iran, US President Trump claimed in a Truth Social post that several of Tehran's top military leaders had been terminated in what he described as a massive strike on the Iranian capital, Tehran. The post, accompanied by a 1-minute 7-second video purportedly showing the explosions lighting up the sky, came amid rapidly intensifying hostilities in West Asia and mounting uncertainty over the next phase of the conflict. A video shared by Donald Trump on his platform Truth Social. This is also another breaking that we are tracking this hour on DD India. President Trump claimed in a Truth Social post that several of Tehran's top military leaders had been terminated in what he described as a massive strike on the Iranian capital, Tehran. The post, accompanied by a 1-minute 7-second video purportedly showing the explosions lighting up the sky, came amid rapidly intensifying hostilities in West Asia and mounting uncertainty over the next phase of the conflict. That video was shared by President Donald Trump on his Truth Social platform. Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social platform. You can see clearly this video. Massive explosions there in Tehran. President Trump shared this video on his Truth Social platform. The latest salvo followed Trump's fresh 48-hour ultimatum to Tehran, warning that all hell will rain down if Iran fails to either strike a deal with Washington or reopen the Strait of Hormuz. And DD India's Akhilesh Suman joins us on this story from New Delhi. Hi Akhilesh, a very good morning. Big breaking news that we are tracking this hour. US has rescued airman whose F-15 jet was down in Iran, and in fact Trump has also released a statement.
Right, around 9:38 a.m. in the morning Indian time, Trump came with his truth social post that they have been the person has been saved. I think it was the whole description so that it was a very heavy, big operation amidst the fighting between the two sides. As you remember, Siddharth, that 2 days earlier Iran has announced the award that if someone gives the clue about that airman, he will be rewarded. But I think that the airman who was dropped due to the maybe some problem in the flight, or maybe it was shot down, but he was somewhere and he was wearing some locator so that American forces could locate him very precisely. And in that way, whatever we can imagine, and what I talked to some people who keep track of such operations, they said that the whole bombing of Tehran that you are seeing in the video, and this operation may have been coincidentally together, so that Iran's forces are diverted towards the Tehran incident, and then in this side rescue operation was being done. So we might imagine that it is like a Hollywood movie when we see sometimes that an American soldier is trapped and then their rescue operation going on by airmen. It is like that, and I hope that the way Americans operate, they will give the full details of the whole operation some days later. But it was really a very big rescue operation, and whatever I can get from Donald Trump's post itself and from other descriptions that I am getting from other sources, that it was a heavy deployment of air in the whole area, and he was rescued from the western Iranian territories, like that is near to the border. So I think a Persian Gulf also nearby. So I think that is one of the biggest achievements, because we were also feeling quite, keeping our fingers crossed that if the airman is caught by Iranians, there may be further big escalation between USA and Iran, because USA will anyhow try to get that pilot, and Iran will try to get the information from that, arrested pilot. But it did not happen. But still, I think that it is a very big operation by Americans amidst the territory, because he fall in the Iranian territory, and behind in the Iranian territory, if an airman is rescued from the enemy territory, it is really a big operation and very precise, must be. And I think that the Iranians, it was a mountainous terrain. Iranians were also trying to get that pilot, but I think the firing from the American side might be so fierce that Iranians could not reach that territory, and Americans got it.
Definitely. You're absolutely right, Akhilesh. It was big, it was dangerous operation. But I want to know from you, how crucial was this operation, Akhilesh? Because the search was on since 2 days, and I mean, they've put their best foot forward, the United States, to search for this missing pilot. How crucial was that?
It was very crucial, because it could have been a bargaining chip for the Iranians that I have your pilot. And the exchange of pilot is very crucial, because in negotiations they could have put it as a condition that they do this or I will not return your pilot. And Americans could have said that I will take that pilot. So I think this was very crucial for Americans, so that there should be no such type of asset in Iranians' hand. And as you know that Donald Trump has already declared 10 days ultimatum that is going to end
Right.
on 6th of April. If the pilot would have been caught in Iranian hand, I think America's point would have been weakened. So in that way, I think America put all its forces at its command to get this pilot alive so that there should be no bargaining chip in the Iranians' hand.
Definitely, definitely. Akhilesh, you just talked about the strike, the video of which was posted by US President Donald Trump on his Truth Social platform. He recently gave an ultimatum, like you were also telling us, of 48 hours to Iran. But there is no truce in sight as the war continues to rage on. What is the latest you're tracking this hour, as far as this West Asia war is concerned?
As far as the situation in the whole West Asia, I think Iranians have also given very big warning that if you do this, if you are going to do any fierce attack again on Iran, then Iranians will also reply in the same vein. And in the same whole region, they are threatening that whole region of West Asia will be affected. And you know that the whole region of West Asia means like countries like Saudi, countries like UAE, countries like Bahrain, and these will all be affected. And they are American allies actually. In between, you know that from Oman's news are coming that Oman's former vice president has given a call to boycott all American goods because he is telling that America has betrayed us when Oman was under the negotiation, when Oman was actually doing the negotiation between US and Iran, US attacked Iranians, and I think that is the betrayal. And maybe in Oman also there are voices against US, though Oman is considered to be US friendly country. So I think the situation is getting murkier and murkier by every day. And everyone is keeping the fingers crossed that what will be the extent of attack over Iran after this ultimatum is ended, after 6th of April. What is there in the hands of USA? What lethal weapons are still do they have that they will attack Iran on? Everyone is keeping the fingers that it should not be anything, that it should not be used. And what Iranians have to reply, because Iranians are also attacking the way Americans are attacking, though devastation in Iran is much more than devastation in the countries like other West Asia, because West Asian countries are not in war, but they are getting affected because American bases are there, American people are there. But the way desalination plants are also being attacked by Iran, I think it is going to be big devastation in West Asia also if that type of attack continues. So war is raging on, and there is no stop ever till now in war.
You're absolutely right, Akhilesh. As far as the West Asia region is concerned, and the tensions are growing with each passing day, and there is no solution in sight as of now, and there is no truce in sight as of now. But looking at the present situation in the West Asian region, Akhilesh, what is your analysis on the Hormuz Strait, which is very, very important? 20% of global oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz, and it is a very, very important point. It's a very important, it is a point of discussion everywhere when we talk about the West Asia crisis. So, looking at the present situation, will Iran, reopen in fact the Strait of Hormuz?
Indeed, Iran is under pressure. Iran is under pressure from both the sides, from US-Israeli side also, and from other parts of the world also. Because, the Keir Starmer, who is the Prime Minister of UK, he had organized a meeting of many countries, and India was also represented by our Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. And there was also call from that meeting that freedom of navigation should be ensured in the Strait of Hormuz, because it's a big thing for the whole world, because that is the asset of the whole world. It is not the Iranian territory. The water is free. International waters are free from every country. ship, any boat should pass. But Iranians are using it as a pressure point for against US and Israel. So in that situation, what I have heard that yesterday a ship that was going to Israel with oil, and that was attacked by Iranians, and I think there were very severe dent on the ship. We don't know that what is the condition of that ship, but that was attacked by Iranians. So Iranians are trying all its guts to damage the U.S.-Israeli interest in that area. Because they have said that other people are allowed, friendly countries are allowed, but not U.S. and Israel and their associates and allies. So in that situation, I think that state of Hormuz is very crucial for everyone, and Iranians are indeed under pressure. And now Donald Trump is also saying that you free it or you face the consequences. So I think let us see that whether any diplomacy is there, because the Italian Prime Minister, is also in the whole area, and she also met some, head of states in that area, and I think that it is also point of pressure for Iranians because Italy is also not in war with USA. It is not. Italy is also not supporting USA and Israeli war in this whole area. So I think Iranians are feeling this pressure. But whether they will open it for US and Israel, it is $1 million question.
Definitely. Akhilesh, so many developments are there, so many developments are coming, every half an hour, every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes that we are witnessing as far as this West Asia region is concerned. Now, one development has come. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says a US aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter jet had been destroyed. This is reported by the Iranian media. Just a while back, Trump confirmed that the rescued airman whose F-15 jet was downed in Iran, he's been found. So what's your analysis on this? Is it just a cover-up by the Iran now?
No, I don't think it is a cover-up because since you know that there is a fierce fight in the whole region to rescue the airman, U.S. airman, as we were talking that it must be a fierce fight because Iranians were also trying to find out that pilot, and U.S. started big operation to find out that pilot too. So I think in that skirmishes, U.S. fighter plane might have sustained injuries at any time, might have fallen. So in that way, let us see that whether another airman in that fighter jet has fallen or not, because the whole details will still come. And as I told you that it might be like a Hollywood movie that what fierce fight taken place, what exchange of fires have taken place, how US could provide an umbrella to rescue that airman, and what damages it has sustained from Iranian side. It is also something to know because it cannot be without any opposition by Iranian side. And when you are in a war, you are in a local skirmishes, you are in a fight to find a precise location, there must be damage from both the sides. So let us wait till that whole details comes out, because it is an Iranian territory. The airman was found in the Iranian territory, and what has happened in Iranian territory, Iranians might be knowing better, because the operation might be swift. They came, they lifted the airman, and they went back. But how much time it took in proper operation, that how he was given umbrella of protection. So it has, all details have to come out. But if Iranians are telling that there has been damage of the US, another US flight, let us see that which one is that US aircraft that has got sustained damage.
Okay, so you're also saying that there is no smoke without fire, and if the statement has been released by the Iranian media, there must be something, in the statement, there must be some weightage in this particular statement. Well, there are so many developments that are coming, like I told you, Akhilesh, every 15 minutes, every half an hour. We'll have to wait and see what the actual picture is as the day progresses. But since so many developments are coming here, Akhilesh, we'll keep taking updates from you. But as of now, we leave it there. Thank you so much. US President Donald Trump issued a sharp 48-hour ultimatum to Iran on Saturday, warning all hell will rain down if Tehran fails to reopen the strategic Strait of Hormuz or reach a deal by Monday. Israel signaled readiness to strike Iranian energy facilities pending US approval. In response, Iran has also warned that any escalation would turn the entire region into hell for the US and Israel. Iran's Revolutionary Guard's spokesperson warned that if escalation continues, the entire region will turn into hell. Israel's capital, Jerusalem, witnesses multiple interceptor missiles rising into the sky on Saturday evening, followed by several loud explosions. Air raid sirens sounded across Jerusalem and central Israel on Saturday evening as Iran launched the seventh wave of missile attacks against Jerusalem. That day, Israeli authorities said that the latest round of missile attacks targeting Jerusalem resulted in no casualties. The Israel Defense Forces said that one of the Iranian missiles landed in an open area, while the rest were successfully intercepted by the country's air defense system. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a statement released on his Telegram channel on Saturday, said that Israel had struck petrochemical plants after previously destroying what he said was a large portion of Iran's steel production capacity. The bodies of 3 Indonesian peacekeepers killed in southern Lebanon amid the ongoing West Asia war were returned home and honored with a state ceremony attended by President Prabowo Subianto, military officials and grieving families. The personnel were part of the United Nations interim force in Lebanon and lost their lives in 2 separate incidents amid escalating violence in the region. Indonesia has called on the United Nations to investigate the deaths. The intensifying conflict with Iran has become a defining high-stakes issue for the Trump administration. The White House has asked the lawmakers to approve a massive $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027 as the country faces rising costs from its war with Iran and mounting global security commitments. Moreover, Trump administration is facing severe turmoil characterized by high-level personnel shakeups. Pam Bondi has been fired, and as per media reports, many other top officials may be axed in the days to come. DD India's Raghav Kumar Jha has filed this report. Have a look.
As the United States faces rising costs from its war with Iran and mounting global security commitments, the White House has asked Congress to boost the U.S. defense budget to $1.5 trillion. The proposal would lift Pentagon spending by more than 40% in a single year, the sharpest increase since World War II. It includes funding for the Trump administration's proposed Golden Dome missile defense system, as well as a boost in domestic production of naval vessels, including new Trump-class battleships. The administration said it would pair the proposed increase with a call for cuts across domestic agencies, including eliminating some climate, housing, and education programs. The proposed budget aims to cut non-defense spending approximately 10% by cutting woke, weaponized, and wasteful programs and shifting responsibilities to states. The request, which will need to be approved by the US Congress, is separate from the $200 billion that the Pentagon has sought for the war in Iran. Amid escalating tensions in the West Asia, Trump is reportedly considering a broader cabinet shakeup in the wake of Attorney General Pam Bondi's removal. This comes after sacking of Army Chief of Staff General Randy George and 2 other senior Army officers, General David Hone and Major General William Green Jr. According to media reports, Trump is considering to remove three more top officials: FBI Director Kash Patel, Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll, and Labor Secretary Lori Chavez de Remo. While no final decision or timeline has been announced, the developments indicate a broader strategic recalibration within the US administration. Raghav Kumar Jha's report for DD India.
Moving back to a developing story, as United States claimed that they have rescued an airman whose F-15 jet was down in Iran. In contrary to that, Iran's Revolutionary Guards said a US aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter jet had been destroyed. This was reported by the Iranian media. And to get the clear picture on this, we are joined by Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj from School of International Studies. Sir, first of all, a very good morning to you and thank you so much for joining in on DD India Newshour. So many developments since the morning, they are coming. First development is the reaction of Donald Trump, who said that the airman was rescued by the United States. And then second development, Iran's Revolutionary Guards said US aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter jet had been destroyed. This was reported by Iranian media. So what's your analysis? How do you see this entire picture? Is it a cover-up by the Iran or is it a cover-up by the United States? What's your analysis on this?
I think, the most of these informations are coming from the Western media. And we do find, so it is moreover, it's looked like a cover-up by the United States, because the United States, it's having its operation in Iran, and they are having casualties, like the pilot that was missing for last 2 days, and his mother was crying and was asking. But the way the Iranians, they have responded, they said that your son is in danger while there is Donald Trump, not in being in Iran. So I mean that they are looking forward to asking the United States people to stop Trump for taking actions against Iran. So these are the things I think the more cover up, the more the casualties and you can say that the damage are taking place in the United States bases and United States operations in Iran.
Okay. Sir, we were just having a word with our correspondent, when this news came in. And, according to some sources, our reporter was also telling us that if the Iran's Revolutionary Guards are claiming that the aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter had been destroyed, there must be some weightage in that particular statement, because that's an Iranian territory, number one. And number two, there is no smoke without fire. So what do you have to say on that? What's your reaction?
No, definitely. There are the United States mission. Basically, they are in the Iran, and they have been, their intelligence agencies, their fighters, they have been operating in Iranian territory. So, and they have been shot down by the Iranians. Iranians, they are being successful, taking actions in the bases in Middle East as well as in Israel. So they are definitely very more capable to take these actions within its territory.
Okay. We have noticed, sir, that since the time Donald Trump gave the 48-hour ultimatum to Iran, that happened yesterday, and from that time, Iran has ramped up its attack in the nearby region. It's attacking Kuwait, it's also attacking United Arab Emirates. There have been reports coming in that there have been attacks on Bahrain as well. So what is this strategy by Iran, since the time? Because they also warned, there have been warnings from both the sides. Trump also warned Iran, Iran also warned Trump, United States. So what is the strategy? Iran is ramping up the attacks in the nearby region, especially, when it comes to Kuwait, when it comes to United Arab Emirates, and when it comes to Bahrain as well. So what sort of strategy is this? Because there is no truce in sight. This particular war continues to escalate, and there are no signs of abating.
I think if we are following carefully the Iranian strategy, there are basically two clear-cut strategy. One thing that they have come out with the statement that we will pass the vessels of the friendly countries from the Strait of Hormuz. That is one thing, and but we will not. We will also charge that some of the countries which are neutral in that way, and the third, we will not allow at all the countries who are supporting with the enemies or standing with the enemies. This is one strategy that they are coming out with the Strait of Hormuz as a trump card that they are trying to bargain with the United States as well as with the Israel. But the second very important strategy, if you will see that last more than 1 month strike from the Iran, they are taking less strike against Israel as well as United States, but they are targeting the bases which are in the Middle East, like you're talking Kuwait, you're talking about Bahrain, you are talking about, that is one thing. Second thing, that they are retaliating in a way that tit for tat, that if you are taking on our infrastructure, our energy establishment or fields, we will also target their infrastructures, business centers, and energy fields in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, and all these. And we will also, since the operations are taking place from the bases which are based in the Middle East, the Americans, so they are in fact directly or indirectly supporting the Americans' operations in Iran. So they are under this strategy, they are just targeting with the bases and the countries which are nearby in the Middle East. So this is a technique of the Iranians to pressurize the Middle Eastern countries, neighboring countries like Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, UAE, that not to support, not to stand with the United States, or one way, and the international community, that if you will just watch silently, that it would impact on you as well, on energy supply, on inflations, price hike, all that. So in fact, in the wider context, if you will see that Iranians are very consciously moving to pressurize the Americans and the Israel to stop the war and take attacking on Iranian infrastructures and go for the ceasefire. So but Americans, they are entangled in this entire conflict in a way that Trump, he has a lot of process from the America itself. He has to face the midterm elections, and but at the same time, you can see that they are also adopting the policy of Israel first, and the Israel Jews community is very strongly, very actively working in America. They are not allowing Trump administration to stop the war, because if they will leave Iran at this stage, that would be more dangerous for the Israel and the basis, the American basis. It is in the Middle East, and you can also see that this is the first very strong evidence or example that the American hegemonic tendency or American supremacy has been challenged by the Iranians and Iranians' missile technology in Middle East. So I think if they will leave this at this juncture, and they will go with the pressures from the international community and withdraw from the war, that the Americans and the Israelis, they feel that this would be humiliating for them. So I think they will continue it, and Trump is giving a strong warning that I will come out, will strike in 48 hours, though he has given earlier also about the Strait of Hormuz, but it could not work because Strait of Hormuz and Kab Island has been mined very well by the Iranians. So Iranians still they are using this Strait of Hormuz as the bargaining chip against the Americans and against the Israel. But most important aspect is that whether the Americans they will send the troop, or you can say boot on the ground. I think that still is under consultations or discussions within the American administrations. And I think the most experienced army general of the Americans, who are not in favor of sending boots on ground, because he has wider experience of is Afghanistan and others. So he has been removed on that ground, and now Americans maybe they can think that let the Middle Eastern countries send and help and come out with the Americans to send the boots on ground, so that you can win, because unless until you will not have the ground operations in Israel. The IRGC is very strong from bottom to top, and they are ideologically equipped. They are equipped by the arms and missiles. So it would not be possible for the Americans and Israel to stop the IRGC and Iranians operations in Middle East, and that would create a constant and sustainable threat to their interest in Middle East.
Because the American boots on the Iranian ground will further complicate the situation, and this is a war which is continuously, escalating, and there are no signs of it abating. One thing which is very concerning here is the attacks on the nuclear plants. So now we heard the news of US and Israel attacking the nuclear plants in Iran, but as of now, fortunately, there has been no radiation leak. But just in case if it happens, it will be very, very dangerous. So do you think the IAEA, the nuclear watchdog, will intervene and can do something, or will the United Nations do something? Because if you remember, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, when the attack happened near the Jaipur Itzia power plant, there was a UN cry, but why not here? Why is the United Nations not intervening on the extent which is expected from the United Nations? And of course, the role by the IAEA, which is very, very crucial. It has also urged earlier, all the three sides to just put a full stop on this particular war, because if there is a nuclear radiation, it's very dangerous for everyone. Civilians will suffer. They are still suffering, but still that extent would be very, very dangerous. What do you think about that?
It's a very important point that you have raised, that International Atomic Energy Agency, basically they have warned the Americans, they have warned the Israel that don't attack on the nuclear sites in Iran, because that would have a wider consequences for not only for the Iran but for entire Middle East. So they have time and again warned it, but the Americans, they are basically trying to obligate this entire threat for the future. And very interesting point, that when Trump was president last time in 2018, they have come out, they have basically withdraw from the
JCPOA,
comprehensive action plans, because they were making an excuse that let the Iranians go for the nuclear program and exceed the 60% limits of prescribed uranium, and that would give an excuse for the Americans to obligate this nuclear threat from the Iran. And this argument has been put before the Middle Eastern countries, that if tomorrow Iran will become a nuclear power, it would be a direct threat to all the Middle Eastern countries, including Saudi Arabia, UAE, and of course that Israel is there. On this argument, they are trying to eliminate this nuclear threat, and trying to, the number of scientists has been killed, number of the leaders has been killed, and the commanders, the IRGC commanders has been killed. So they are trying to eliminate the minds. You can say that so there will be a brain drain in Iran, and they will not go with the nuclear programs. But you have correctly pointed out about Zaporizhzhia in Ukraine, that the IAEA was more vocal about, UN was more vocal about this strikes of the Ukraine Russians basically. Right. But here, who is basically controlling these institutions? UN, and you can say IEA, and all that. It's all West. So they are basically they're giving statements and taking stands as per the convenience of the superpower, and that's why they are just watching it. They could not intervene while while US has withdrawn from the deal in 2018, and now it has been provided a ground to attack the nuclear bases or nuclear establishment of Iran. And I think that would be a dangerous situations for entire Middle East. And I think this dual standard should be stopped, and the international community should come out and raise their voice about these kinds of threats. That because what is happening, it is that the countries, they are not when they were talking about the mutual assured survival. Now I think the countries, they are moving towards more mutual assured destruction, and they are basically providing a base or providing a ground to attack the Iranian nuclear program, so that they have in mind that the threat will be totally eliminated. But I am sure that this is not going to happen, and this would have more deeper consequences in the Middle East.
Definitely. It seems like the NPT, which is the non-proliferation treaty, is also not able to create any impact as such when it comes to Iran. There have been continuous attacks by Iran on neighboring countries on the region, be it Kuwait or be it Bahrain, be it United Arab Emirates. I want to ask you that why these countries are not retaliating. Are they not in a position to retaliate as of now, or they are waiting for something, or they are waiting for some orders by the United States? What is the actual picture here? Why they are not retaliating?
No. I think we have to understand basically by three perspectives. One is, of course, these are all Islamic countries, and they understand that the Islamic countries, they have sympathy towards Iran, but they also perceived Iran as a threat to their state and security, and as well as because what Iran wanted to make a unipolar Middle East, and the Americans basically wanted unipolar in the sense of that it would be led by the Saudi Arabia. That has been in the past also. But when the bipolarity has been emerged, while Iran started gaining nuclear arsenal and advanced itself in the missile technology and all that, so Americans, they have created a fear factor in the minds.
Definitely, sir. We will discuss about it. Stay with us. But there's this big breaking news that we are tracking this hour here on DD India. Iran's police command has said that downed US aircraft in Isfahan was C-130 used to refuel invaders. This is the big breaking news that we are tracking this hour here on DD India. There's a statement that has come out from Iran's police command. It said downed US aircraft in Isfahan was C-130 used to refuel invaders. This is the word which is used by the Iran's police command. That's a big breaking news that we are tracking this hour as the war continues to escalate in the West Asian region. Continued developments that we are tracking here on DD India. Earlier, there has been a statement by Donald Trump saying that we have rescued the airmen. And then again, there was a statement by the Iran's Revolutionary Guard saying that US aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter jet had been destroyed. That was reported by Iranian media. So many developments are coming since the morning, and we are exclusively showing you all those developments here on DD India. One more development that has come is that Iran's police command said downed US aircraft in Isfahan was C-130 used to refuel invaders. Earlier in the morning, there were attacks on Kuwait. 2 power and water desalination plants were attacked by Iranian drones in Kuwait. Drone attacks were also reported in the United Arab Emirates, and attacks by Iran on Bahrain were also reported. So many developments we are tracking here on DD India. Exclusively, we are showing to you viewers all these developments, including the West Asia crisis. The war continues to escalate, and there are no signs of it abating. We are joined by our guest. Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, School of International Studies. Sir, what do you have to say on this breaking? This is another breaking. We've been just discussing that how many developments have come since the morning, and this is another developments. Iran's police command said downed US aircraft in Isfahan was C-130 used to refuel invaders. Sir.
No, that's true. That Americans, what we have been calculating and what we have been seeing, but be sure that the Americans, they are working in Iran. They are making the grounds that how they can win this war, because it has become very difficult for the American supremacy to retain the American supremacy globally. So they are trying hard to reach the Iran, and they're trying to destroy their infrastructures, their army institutions, and all that. So and this is very well evident that the way the Iran police has downed the C-130, which was refueling the invaders. That invaders are there. So that Americans and Israelis, they are making the grounds to, and I think this is you can say signals that they are trying to prepare to send boots on ground. So that they can have better operations within Iran, and they can come out. As winner, and not to face the humiliations that as they have faced in case of Afghanistan.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. Developments are still coming, and the situation is volatile, and like I said, this war in West Asia continue to escalate, and there are no signs of it abating. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in on DD India News. Thank you so much. So a lot of things are happening. Yesterday, Donald Trump warned Iran that you have 48 hours. Either you make a deal, or you reopen the Strait of Hormuz, or you face hell. Then a statement is out from Iran saying that you will face hell if there is any activity of there will be attacks by the United States or Israel. Then there were reports that Iran is attacking Bahrain. There were reports that Iran attacked Kuwait, and there were 2 power and water desalination plants that was attacked by Iranian drones in Kuwait. Also, there were reports that there were drone attacks in the United Arab Emirates and attacks in Bahrain as well. Then suddenly an update comes that Donald Trump released a statement saying that we have rescued the missing pilot, the search for which was on since 2 days, and the pilot is safe and sound. We cannot tell you about the rescue operation details as of now, but the statement that Donald Trump released, the first line of which said, "We got him." So that was the statement which Donald Trump released. Then there was a statement by the Iran's Revolutionary Guards who said that a US aircraft that had been searching for the crew member of a missing American fighter jet had been destroyed. This was reported by the Iranian media. And then another development came wherein Iran's police command said downed US aircraft in Isfahan was C-130 used to refuel invaders. So many developments that are coming as far as West Asia region is concerned. This is a war wherein there are no signs of truce. This is a war wherein there are no signs of both the parties, or perhaps all three, Israel, United States and Iran, will come on the table and discuss about getting a solution out. But one thing is for sure, that nothing has ever been found on the battlefield, and India has advocated always for dialogue and diplomacy, because this is the only way through which a solution could be expected, which is not there in sight as of now. We'll tell you all the latest updates related to the West Asia crisis as and when they will come. But as of now, thank you so much. We will tell you all the latest updates regarding the West Asia region. Thank you so much for watching DD India News. Stay tuned to DD India.